Hey guys, Lexi here, and today I have a pretty exciting video. I don't know, it just really depends on if you're into this sort of stuff. It might get a little sentimental, it might not. I don't really know yet. We'll just see how this goes because I really don't have anything written down. I'm just taking it by whim, and this video is probably going to be like 45 minutes long, so sorry. But today I am having my freshman year reflections, and I'm just going to let you guys know how my freshman year went, what it was like, and pretty much all that sort of stuff. And I really hope you guys enjoy. So let's just go ahead and get started with the reflections. So first off, my first day was back in August. It was like the 28th or something like that. It was in the late 20s. It was late August. And we got out yesterday, which was June 7th. Today is the 8th. So yeah, it was, I feel like we're pretty normal. I don't know if we get out really, really late or really, really early. I guess it just kind of depends on where you're from. I know a lot of people got out like 2 weeks ago, so it just depends, I guess. But yeah, so my school runs on an 8A B-Day schedule, which I briefly talked about in some of my videos, I think. And, like, I had the same classes all year round. My classes never changed once during the school year. On A-Days, I had, let's see, A1, I had Spanish, and Spanish was a pretty fun class this year. I don't really like my teacher all that much, but I mean, it was okay. I liked the kids in my class, and she taught well. I just didn't really like her all that much, but that was Spanish, and I feel like I got a good grasp on Spanish this year. Like, I'm really not all that good at it, but I mean, I obviously know a lot more than I did when I started, so I must be doing something right. The next class I had, A2, was English, and English was a super hard class for me this year. The teacher I was supposed to have in the beginning of the year quit 2 days before the school year started to stay home with their kids, so we were without a teacher for about a month and a half, and then we finally got one, and her name was Miss Meisel, and we never really had a good relationship with her, and she wasn't the best teacher. Long story short, after we got back from winter break, about a week after that, something happened between her and another student. Not anything too terrible, but enough to get her suspended, and then she quit. So then we went another 2 months without a teacher, and then the last quarter we finally got an awesome teacher named Miss Strawn, and I love her to death, and I'm really sad that we only had her for a quarter because she's probably one of the best teachers I've ever had, and I actually got a picture with her yesterday on the last day, so I'll insert that here. And she always had the best sense of style, you guys. Like, I loved her to death. And yeah, so that is my English class. My A3 class was my theater class, and I had a teacher named Miss Buckner. I love Miss Buckner. I've known her for a really long time. She can get kind of bitchy, but I love her to death. So I feel like it all works out, and that class was really fun to me. The kids in there, I had some really good friends in there. I got to know one of my pretty good senior friends in there who's graduating, but her name was Erin. So yeah, I don't think any of these people watch my videos, but shout out to Erin. And yeah, that was pretty much my theater class, nothing special. And okay, A4 was my history class, and to be completely honest with you guys, I struggled through history so much. I had a teacher named Mr. King. His teaching style didn't really fit me, and at first I hated him so much, like could not stand him throughout the first half of the year, and then I really just started to mess around with him and get to know him, and then he became a really cool person to talk to and like make fun of and stuff. And he was really, really like, so yesterday we asked him for a picture, and he doesn't smile in his pictures, and it's really funny. Like, if you look at his face, you'll probably laugh, but I'll insert a picture right here. And I got 2 pictures with him, one with my friend Haley and one with my friend Alyssa. So when I insert the picture, I'll just put who I was with, but yeah. Then going on to my B day, my B1 class was my algebra class, and I'm really good at math, and algebra was really easy for me this year. I passed with a really high B, almost an A. I'm really sad that as far as the year-round average, I got a really high B. 2 of the quarters I got a medium to really high A, and then 2 of the quarters I got a medium to high B. So I did really good in that class. I liked the teacher. Some people didn't really like the teacher, but I really liked her, and I thought she was a really awesome lady. And yeah. My B2 class was my Earth Environmental Science class, which I got put in an honors class, and that's really weird for me because I suck at science so bad. Science and history are not my thing whatsoever, but I had a really nice teacher. Her name was Miss Kimball. She is a really awesome person to talk to, but I don't necessarily know if her teaching was like really helpful to me. During the last quarter, we started to get really rushed, so she was just giving us a lot of book work, and we just turned in like these huge packets of book work, and that became a little stressful for me because that's not really a really good way for me to learn. But I mean, it is what it is. I passed her class, so that's all that matters. I passed with a C for the year average, which, I mean, okay, I'll take it. My B3 class was my musical theater class, and I love musical theater with all my heart. It's my major at my school, and I love it to death. Some of the kids in there are a little too preppy for me sometimes, but I get along with the majority of the people, and I love almost everyone there, and I love my teachers, Mr. Henson and Mr. Mitchell. They're so nice and so funny, and they have such a great sense of humor. Even though I've got my phone taken away 3 times this year, and it was only from Mr. Henson and Mr. Mitchell, but that's okay. I still love them, and I think they're really great teachers, and they're really humorous and a lot of fun. So that was musical theater. I passed that class with like a 97 or a 98. Like, that class was so easy for me. On my final exam, I got a 92. In the final exam, I showed you guys the book in my, what I think was my May favorites, possibly. And it was, what we had to do is we listened to a song, and then from that song we had to say the song name, the show it's from, how many performances it had, the composer, lyricist, and who the vocalist was, and what the source material for the show was. So it was kind of a lot, but I passed with a 92, and that's like really good for me. I was like, wow, like I could not believe it. I was really surprised that I passed with such a high grade. For me anyway. So yeah, and then my B4 class was gym and health. So I went from gym the very first quarter, and then I did health second quarter, and then I did gym third quarter and health fourth quarter. So that was really fun, and I loved that class. My best friend Haley was in there with me, and my best friend Jasmine as well, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of friends to have this year. So moving on to that subject, my friends, I had a really great group of friends this year, and this is where I might start to cry, but it's okay. So my friends this year were Amber, who has been probably my longest friend from the group. I was automatic friends with her in 6th grade. My school is 6th through 12, so yeah, I went there starting in 6th grade, and obviously it was my 9th grade year. So I was pretty immediate friends with her in 6th grade. My next friend was Haley, and I didn't really like her in the 6th grade actually, but late 6th grade, early 7th grade, I started to get a warmer relationship with her. It was really on and off, and then in 8th grade, I got super instantly close. Next is my friend Jory, and my friend Jory and I met in 7th grade in our social studies class, and we were really good friends. And then these past couple years, like 8th grade and 9th grade, we didn't really have a lot of classes together, but we had some classes together, and homeroom, we always had homeroom together because of our last names. And Jory is someone that I love deeply, and Jory and Haley and my next friend I'm going to talk about are actually leaving the school next year, so they're going to different schools, and that makes me really sad. And don't think I'm actually going to cry right now, but I cried for about 3 hours straight last night about it. But yeah, they're leaving the school. And then my last friend is my friend Alyssa, and Alyssa started at Northwest this year. It was her first year there, and she lived in Jory's neighborhood. I guess that might be how she heard about our school. I'm not really sure, but Alyssa is one of my best friends in the whole world, and I would not trade her for anything. And she is just probably the perfect friend that I've like ever had, like this whole group of friends. But Alyssa is just so unique and so special, and she can make me laugh like instantly, and I love her. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted collages about all of these people yesterday because I was just an emotional wreck and I was feeling sentimental and all that sort of stuff, so I just decided to make collages and stuff like that. But yeah, and then lastly, I figure I'll go ahead and throw him in here because I love him to death, is my friend Chris, and Chris is leaving next year as well. And Chris is so hilarious. He's so loud, so ghetto, and so flamboyantly gay, but I would not trade him for any other gay friend. Like, I have a lot of gay friends, but I would not trade him for any of the others because he is so unique, and I love Chris to death. And yeah, so right now I'm just gonna insert a couple pictures that we took yesterday. It's just some pictures of my friends and I, and yeah, so I'll go ahead and insert those here. So yeah, those were my group of friends, and I just loved them so incredibly much. And the fact that me and Amber are going to be the only ones there next year does make me really sad, but I think it's all going to be okay, and I'm really, really excited for next year. And another friend I guess I'll go ahead and mention that I made this year was my friend Jasmine. I made her like a really good friend, probably only halfway through the year, I guess, and I love Jasmine. She's my little Russian friend, and her mom and her dad are complete Russian, and she has an American accent, but she has a spot on Russian accent, and she could always make me laugh. So yeah. About my teachers, I pretty much talked about all of them with their classes, but a teacher that I actually didn't have this year that I was super close to was a teacher named Mr. Lawler, and Mr. Lawler was the bomb.com. I never really, I never had him as a teacher because he taught history, and I had Mr. King. But a lot of my friends had him, and I absolutely adored Mr. Lawler. I could go in his room pretty much whenever I want. He was half administrator, half teacher, so out of 8, like, because we had 4 blocks every day, he only had 3 classes total. He had 2 classes on A day and 1 class on B day. So his room was pretty empty most of the time. So it was just a really good place to go if I was upset that day, or if I just needed to talk or skip gym. So yeah, he was a really awesome teacher, and the fact that he accepted me so much and was so nice to me and so open to me and letting me come in his classroom and stuff, and I didn't even have him as a teacher, was super, super awesome. So I really want to thank Mr. Lawler for letting me be a great person this year. I don't really know where that was going. And also my principal secretary, Miss Early, love her. She's this older lady who has a really, really thick, like, New Jersey accent, and I adore her. She was so nice to me, so funny to me. Her and my dad actually ended up sitting together at one of my shows, and yeah, she was just so nice. She always had candy on her desk, and she was so honest about things, and we all call her Granny, all the kids that are super close to her, so it was really nice to have a granny at school with me. So yeah. I don't really know what else to talk about at this point, but I don't even want to know how long I've been talking. It's probably like 10 minutes, 14, 15. But anyway, that was just kind of my freshman year in a recap, and although this year I did have a lot of struggles, in all honesty, I struggled with history majorly. I honestly thought I was going to fail out of history. I just had a lot of pressure. My grades weren't that great, but I made it. I passed, and overall, as far as my friends and socially and stuff like that, it was a great year, and I really wouldn't trade it for another freshman year. But I'm really sad that next year, as being a sophomore, I'm only gonna have one of my best friends by my side, but there's always new people, and yeah, so I will talk to you guys soon. I hope, Monday is my brother's graduation, so I'm doing a getting ready video for that and stuff. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Yes, mother. Hello.